Hello and welcome to the fourth video in the CHSG Science YouTube channel. So this is going to be looking at the required practical 4, which is using qualitative reagents to test for a range of carbohydrates, lipids and proteins. So that is doing the food tests, which hopefully you will all remember doing. So in this video we're going to look at a quick description of the practical. We're going to look at an exam style question. These kind of questions come up every year. We'll have a go at answering one, and then I'm going to show you the ideal answer for it. Okay. So the first one we'll look at is testing for carbohydrates. Now carbohydrates, we can have two types of carbohydrates. We can have the long chains, so things such as starch, and we can have the shorter ones, which are things as glucose. They are both carbohydrates, but to test for glucose we'll need to use a different test. So we'll first look at testing for starch. So the equipment we'll need our food to be tested, some distilled water, pestle and mortar, funnel and filter paper, test tube, and then iodine solution. So iodine solution is testing for starch. Method, got it there on the board. So we'll grind up the food sample, we'll add the water, dissolve it a little bit, and then filter it out so we've got a clear liquid. We can then add in a few drops of iodine solution. Now, if we've got carbohydrate present, that iodine will change from an orangey brown colour to a blue-black colour. Obviously, we could also just put some iodine onto the food. So if we have potatoes, we could put a few drops of iodine onto the potatoes and see it turn to a blue-black solution. Next up, we'll be looking at testing for glucose. So to test for glucose, we've got similar equipment. Apart from this time, we also have Benedict solution and a water bath. Method, very similar to start off with, but this time we add in Benedict solution and we then place the test tube into a water bath at least 60 degrees. Can go higher, we could just boil it as well, but we need to warm it up. It needs to be hot for it to work. If we've got glucose present, it will turn from blue colour to either green, yellow, orange or brick red. That does effectively depend on the amount of glucose that is present. Next up, looking at protein. So testing for proteins, again all the same equipment, apart from this time we use burette reagent. Okay, so the method exactly the same as the first ones. We don't need to heat it this time. We add the burette solution to it, and if protein is present, it goes from a blue colour to a purpley mauve colour. Methods all very similar so far. Just need to remember what test we use and what colour it changes. Next up, we've got the test for lipids, our last test we're going to be looking at. So again, the same equipment, apart from this time our reagent is Sudan 3 solution. Sudan 3 is very flammable. So method exactly the same, but this time we're going to add 3 drops of Sudan 3 and then we're going to shake it gently to give it a little bit of a mix. If we've got lipids present, we get a red stained oil layer at the top of the solution. Now I appreciate it is hard just listening to me tell you what to do and seeing it. Hopefully when we are all back in school after the lockdown, we will be able to record some videos to show you exactly what is happening. If you're watching this later on, then obviously the lockdown has hopefully ended and we are back in school and you can see the new video. Now we're going to look at a 6-mark question taken from an exam. So the question is asking you to describe how a student could test cow's milk to show whether it contains protein and different types of carbohydrate. It's worth 6 marks. Before you begin, things you'll need to remember is what tests you need for protein and different types of carbohydrate. key part there is saying those different types of carbohydrate. We've got two types of carbohydrate. We've got our starch and we've got our reducing sugars such as glucose. So have a pause of the video. Spend about 6 minutes having a go at answering the question. If you want to spend longer, that's absolutely fine. When you are ready, you can unpause the video and I will show you my answer. So welcome back. If you haven't paused it yet, pause it now very quickly. We're going to go through the answer. I will put it onto the next screen. I won't read through it because that is a bit unfair on you. I'm sure you can read through it yourselves, but I will give you a few little hints about what I've done. So I've identified the tests that I need to do. I've got carbohydrates, I've got my starch and my glucose, and I also need to test for protein. I've then said what reagent I'm going to use to test for each one and the method I would do, and then what I would see if there was a positive result. That would get me all 6 marks. Feel free to pause the video now so you can go through your own answer, mark it yourself, add things in. If you've done it and would like me to look through it, please do come and bring it to me. Hopefully, as I said earlier, we will also have some videos of actually doing the tests so you can see them being done. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you would like to hit subscribe, that makes a lot of difference to me because it makes me look good if I have lots of subscribers. It also means that you will be updated when there are new videos added. Thank you very much and have a good day.